A man approaches a glowing light to check what it is, but as soon as he touches it, the light burns him completely, destroying his body. The adventurous story begins by showing Sean, a software engineer, who is sitting on a flight from Australia to Moscow with his friend Brett. They had developed a highly advanced software together and were going to sell it to the biggest company in Moscow. Sean and Brett are very happy because this is going to be the biggest deal of their lives. If the company buys their software, they will both become very wealthy. Sean and Brett even congratulate each other, feeling proud that their hard work has paid off. During the flight, while it's in mid-air, it starts experiencing severe turbulence. The plane shakes so violently that it causes panic among the passengers. After a short while, things return to normal. The pilot informs that everything is fine and they will reach Moscow shortly. Several hours later, Sean and Brett arrive in Moscow and go to the company where they were to present their software. However, when they meet the CEO to present their software, Sean and Brett discover that their business partner had copied their software and sold it to Russian websites. As a result, the company already had a copy of their software. Sean and Brett are deeply saddened by this news, feeling that all their hard work has gone to waste due to their partner's deceit. Feeling dejected, they head to a nightclub where they sit quietly. Soon, two girls, Natalie and Diana, approach them. The girls know Sean and Brett well because they had all attended the same university some time ago. To lift Sean and Brett's spirits, Natalie and Diana suggest they join them for a fun night out. The four of them take photos together to preserve their memories. However, they have no idea that their lives are about to be in danger. Suddenly, the electricity in the entire club goes out, causing panic among the people. Everyone starts heading outside to figure out what is happening. Just then, everyone present sees a yellow light in the sky, with small glowing lights falling to the ground. Although the sight is beautiful and captivating, what appears beautiful can also be dangerous. No one realizes that these glowing objects are not toys but aliens surrounded by high-voltage electrical energy. If a person touches this energy, their entire body will be burned and destroyed. One by one, the aliens descend to the ground. A particularly bright alien arrives among the crowd, prompting the police officers to order everyone to move back. However, as soon as one of the officers tries to touch the glowing entity, his body is incinerated instantly. Witnessing this horrifying sight, everyone panics and tries to flee, but it might be too late, as the aliens are moving around, killing people. For these aliens, eliminating a person is a matter of seconds. The unfortunate people present are now losing their lives as the aliens systematically destroy them with their energy. Sean, along with his friends, manages to escape and run away. They are fortunate to escape before more severe attacks occur. However, another person joins them while they are fleeing. This person is none other than Sean and Brett's deceitful business partner who had betrayed them. Sean, Brett, Natalie, and Diana find refuge in a house, hoping it will be safe. They remain in the safe location, as venturing outside is far too dangerous. They also realize that coming into contact with the aliens will mean certain death for them. Therefore, they decide to stay in the house for a while. Sean and Brett are extremely angry with their deceitful business partner who sold their software, as they had put in so much hard work. If the situation were different, they might have even considered killing their partner, but right now, their primary concern is to stay safe from the aliens. While they manage to find some food supplies for a few days, the food starts to spoil gradually. As time passes, their fear intensifies because it is not possible to survive much longer in that room. Hence, Sean and Brett decide to consult a map and conclude that they need to go to the American embassy, which is their only chance to get back home to America. They gather what little food they have and set out towards the American embassy. As they step outside, they find the area completely deserted, with no one in sight. All the cars and houses are empty as if all the people have disappeared. The five of them move cautiously, knowing that this situation is extremely dangerous, and if the aliens show up, their survival will be impossible. Sean and Brett spot an elderly woman packing up her house's window. The old lady immediately warns them to leave quickly, as the dangerous aliens might arrive soon. Sean then asks her for directions to the American embassy. The frightened old woman provides them with the directions, which are to the right side of their location. Sean and Brett, along with their friends, immediately head in that direction. Suddenly, they see a police van in an open area, which might contain the map they need to contact the American embassy and reach there safely. Sean and Brett instruct their friends to stay put and run towards the van. There is also a dog present at the scene, barking aggressively at someone for no apparent reason. Sean and Brett initially ignore the dog and begin checking the car for useful items. However, Sean notices that the dog, which had been barking at something, is suddenly incinerated by the unknown entity in front of it. These are the dangerous aliens who leave no one alive. The aliens are invisible and have the ability to detect body heat, allowing them to attack any living being. Seeing this, Sean is terrified and tells Brett to get under the car quickly to avoid being detected and killed by the aliens. Fortunately, the aliens cannot see through objects, meaning if someone hides behind a wall, the aliens will not be able to sense their body heat. When the invisible alien approaches the car, it cannot detect Sean and Brett's body heat and eventually leaves after moving around the area. Sean and Brett manage to escape and join their friends, who are also very frightened. They decide to take refuge inside a mall. The businessman is very angry at them because everyone's lives are at risk, but he remains passive while Sean and Brett are actively working to survive. Inside the large mall, they are shocked to find a crashed airplane. This discovery reveals to them that they cannot fly to America using an airplane. Therefore, they decide to stay in the mall for a while, making arrangements for their protection and trying to survive. Sean shares a peculiar observation with everyone. To locate the aliens, they need to use a light bulb or electronic devices. When Sean and Brett were hiding under the car's lights and horn activated simultaneously when the aliens approached. This suggests that the presence of these aliens causes nearby electronic devices to turn on automatically. So now everyone understands that to spot the invisible aliens, they need to keep an eye on electronic devices, as they will turn on in the presence of the aliens. All the group members stay inside the mall and gather necessary supplies. Sean and Natalie find themselves in a shop with many clothes. While they are collecting clothes, an invisible alien suddenly appears, causing all the electronic devices in the area to activate. Sean had installed an extra bulb in their light, which starts glowing when the alien arrives. Sean quickly realizes that it is an alien. Natalie, frightened, tries to escape, but Sean grabs her hand and pulls her down. They hide behind a glass partition and Sean tells Natalie to remain silent. As the alien approaches, their heartbeats race, but the alien passes by them without attacking. They realize that the aliens cannot see through glass, meaning they cannot see through any object, including glass. This is why Sean and Natalie survive, otherwise, they would have been caught. Sean and Natalie then rejoin their friends, as staying together is crucial. A single mistake could cost everyone their lives. They plan to travel at night to reach the American embassy no matter what. Moving silently, they soon arrive at the American embassy. However, upon entering, they find the embassy completely destroyed, with no people inside and devastation all around. They conclude that the dangerous aliens must have killed everyone. They discover a radio inside a cage and turn it on. The radio broadcasts messages in Russian, which none of them understand. They record the Russian language broadcast for later analysis. Since they needed to understand what the broadcast meant, everyone gathered all the supplies that could be useful for their journey. They also found a map that could help them navigate out of the city. However, Sean and Brad's business partner grabbed the map and tried to flee, wanting to survive alone. Sean urged him to stop, as making any noise would attract the creatures. As expected, a creature quickly surrounded the businessman, who fired bullets at it, but they had no effect. The alien captured the businessman and tore him to pieces. Sean, Brad, Natalie, and Diana were deeply saddened, as despite being an enemy, the businessman was still their friend. This incident made them even more fearful, but staying where they were seemed the safest option. After a while, Sean noticed lights on a floor of a building across the street. It seemed that someone was alive there despite everything. Sean decided with his companions to check the room to see what was happening and if the person inside had any useful information. Without hesitation, Sean and his remaining friends headed towards that building. They eventually reached the room and found two people inside, an electrician and a girl named Vika. The electrician immediately welcomed them into his home. The electrician had reinforced his house with steel pipes around it, preventing the dangerous aliens from entering. The pipes contained an energy that shocked the aliens, providing some level of protection. They hadn't expected to find themselves here, and the electrician and Vika had kept their lights on so that anyone in need of help could come without hesitation. The electrician explained everything to Sean and Brad about the aliens, saying they were surrounded by highly energetic electromagnetic waves. If a human touched them, they would be completely destroyed. However, the electrician had created a gun that emitted intense microwaves capable of neutralizing the aliens' energy, making them vulnerable to being killed. Sean and Brad were astonished because they had thought the aliens were invincible, but the electrician had found a way to kill them. Sean showed the recorded Russian message to the electrician. Vika, who understood Russian, listened carefully and translated it. The message indicated that the Russian army was stationed near the Northern Sea with large submarines and American soldiers. They were waiting for survivors who wanted to join them, but if no one arrived within 5 hours, the submarines would leave. This meant that Sean and his friends had only 5 hours to reach them. The path would not be easy due to the dangerous aliens everywhere. To prepare for their journey, the women began gathering necessary supplies. Vika, Natalie, and Diana busied themselves collecting items from the room. However, they forgot that the aliens could sense body heat no matter where they were. An alien outside the building detected the body heat of the 3 women and began heading towards the room. Vika and Natalie realized the danger and immediately started fleeing. Vika knew about hiding spots in the building and was advising Natalie and Diana to follow her, as it was not safe to go the other way. However, Natalie and Diana, thinking Vika was inexperienced, chose a different route to escape. Meanwhile, the alien had quickly reached their location and was hunting them down, closing in on Natalie and Diana. Vika's suggested route was the right one, but they had chosen the wrong path. Natalie and Diana, terrified, eventually reached the electrician's house. They managed to get inside but forgot to properly close the door, allowing the dangerous alien to enter. Natalie and Diana hid behind a glass, knowing that the aliens couldn't sense heat through glass. As the alien approached, the electrician grabbed his microwave gun and started firing at it. The intensity of the microwaves was enough to capture and weaken the invisible alien. Unfortunately, this only lasted a short while as the gun's battery soon drained. The electrician tried to recharge it, but it was too late. The alien attacked and killed him. Sean and Brad, trying to escape, made their way down through a window and attempted to call Natalie and Diana. Natalie managed to join them, but the alien had already captured and killed Diana. Sean, Brad, and Natalie fled the building, and they found Vika, who was still alive. Vika was deeply saddened by the electrician's death, but there was no time for grief. The 4 of them needed to get to the northern area and board the submarines, otherwise, they would be left behind in just 5 hours. As they continued to run, they encountered some strange individuals in their path. They were wearing surprisingly comical costumes, which seemed out of place in such a serious and dangerous moment. In reality, these individuals were Russian police officers equipped with high-tech gadgets capable of fighting the aliens. They had modified their weapons with advanced technology to suit their needs. The captain told Sean and his friends to move aside and assured them that if they followed him, they would be safe. Suddenly, an alien that had been pursuing them arrived at the scene. The captain instructed his team to attack, and they launched a coordinated assault on the alien. Their attack included flamethrowers and specialized bullets that emitted electromagnetic radiation upon impact. Due to this intense assault, the alien could not advance and its energy began to deplete, forcing it to retreat. Sean and his friends were astonished by the level of coordination they witnessed. The captain then led them to a safe location, a hideout where aliens could not reach. This place was also fortified with steel rods around it, similar to the protection the electrician had used for his home. Sean and his remaining friends were deeply saddened by the loss of their dear friend Diana. They were running out of time to escape, especially Sean and Brad, who needed to reach America. If they didn't get to the American submarines within 4 hours, the submarines would leave without them. The captain assured them that they would be safe as long as they stayed there and followed his instructions. However, he emphasized that leaving the safe house without his permission was dangerous. After much deliberation, the captain finally agreed to let them proceed towards the submarines. He gathered everyone and they began to move forward in a line. The captain had now brought all the remaining people to an underground round area that led to the submarine. However, as they moved forward, they suddenly realized that an alien was approaching them because all the electronic bulbs in the area had started lighting up on their own. As soon as everyone realized this, they immediately started running towards a track. But Vika, who was unaware of all this, had hidden behind a pillar. The alien was steadily moving towards her, and if it detected her body heat, it would kill Vika. But then, Brad came out of the safe area to save Vika. Brad quickly grabbed Vika and sent her towards the rest of the group, who were moving to a completely safe place. However, they had no idea that the dangerous alien would come to that place. By the time Brad was able to leave, the alien had caught his leg. Sean tried very hard to save his friend, but no one could fight that dangerous alien. The alien quickly killed Brad. Sean couldn't understand anything as he watched his friend die in this way and was extremely angry. For the moment, the rest of the group managed to handle Sean and took him away from the scene. Now, all of them had exited the tunnel and reached the northern area, where they were supposed to find the submarine. The captain spotted a boat, so he instructed everyone to board the boat to reach the submarine. One by one, everyone climbed onto the boat. Sean and Natalie were very sad because they had lost their friends. All the Russian soldiers started operating the boat as per the captain's orders, and they were moving forward. However, after a while, the boat suddenly got stuck at a spot. Everyone went to the top of the boat to see what was happening. The most dangerous thing was that when they looked towards the city, they saw a massive destructive object moving upwards. No one had any idea what the aliens were doing. The captain then explained to them that there were many minerals inside the Earth, which could be used to generate energy. And maybe all these aliens are stealing all the minerals from our Earth and transferring them to their planet because these aliens could only survive due to the energy. Suddenly, due to the destruction in the area, a large building starts falling onto their boat. To save their lives, everyone jumps into the water, otherwise, no one would survive. Somehow, Sean and the rest of the group manage to surface, and the good news is that the submarine has also arrived at that location. All the soldiers and Sean began to move towards the submarine, but Sean noticed that Natalie was nowhere to be seen. Even after reaching the submarine, he noticed that Natalie was not present. The submarine's pilot said they had to leave as soon as possible, but Sean insisted that he would not leave without Natalie. After much pleading, the pilot agreed to help rescue her. After getting inside the submarine, Sean began repairing the electrician's gun, which emitted microwave radiation and was effective against the aliens. Sean showed this machine to the pilot and the captain, which helped them create another gun. This time, they set the gun's battery to high voltage so that it wouldn't run out quickly. They were now fully prepared to fight the aliens. After reaching the shore, Sean, the captain, and several companions set out to rescue Natalie. They moved forward and reached an industrial area that was completely deserted. All the workers there had been killed by the aliens. However, Sean was determined to find Natalie as she was the only friend he had left. Shortly afterward, an alien appeared in front of Sean and the other soldiers. Seeing the alien, everyone began to retreat, but Sean's foot slipped, causing him to fall. His life was now in danger. As the invisible alien approached and attacked Sean, he quickly activated the gun. Sean then started attacking the alien with high-intensity microwaves. The attack was so intense that the alien's energy was rapidly depleting. It seemed that the microwave attack was breaking through the alien's protective shield. Sean instructed the captain and the remaining soldiers to attack immediately, and they quickly began firing bullets at the alien, causing it to explode completely. The captain and his soldiers now understood how to defeat the aliens, so they moved forward to rescue Natalie. Sean had a very effective plan, which he shared with the captain and the other soldiers. Following the plan, the captain prepared accordingly, and Sean headed off to rescue Natalie. According to Sean's plan, the captain spread water around the area. As the dangerous invisible aliens came into contact with the water, the captain started using the microwave gun to attack the water. This initiated a chain reaction, and the aliens began to combine and die off due to the water's exposure. Meanwhile, Sean, hearing Natalie's voice, went to help her. She was inside a bus, and Sean was doing everything he could to save her. However, another dangerous alien appeared and began destroying the entire bus. Sean was trying his best to save Natalie. He took out his microwave gun and started firing at the alien, weakening it significantly. As its protective shield broke, the alien became visible. Natalie, now running towards Sean, joined him. But as they used the gun so frequently, its battery ran out. Sean had no other gun available and didn't know what to do. Then, he remembered that he had kept a piece of the alien. He quickly grabbed the piece and struck the weakened alien with it. In no time, a huge explosion occurred inside the injured invisible alien, killing it completely. Sean successfully saved Natalie. And now, Sean, along with the captain and the remaining soldiers, began heading towards the submarine. Sean and Natalie reached the submarine safely, but the captain and the other soldiers told them that they would not be leaving because Moscow was their home, and they were not going anywhere. The captain and his soldiers decided to stay and fight the aliens and help those in need. They had made up their minds to stay and did so. With no other options, Sean left with his friends. Sean, Natalie, and Vika were the only ones left alive, so they decided to live their lives together. And so, our adventure story ends here.